And so Jesus calls Philip. So there's another thing on it. People that want to become pastors, I've seen guys say, oh, I'm just going to go be a pastor. I need a job. I can work 1 day a week. Well, that's just all the wrong motivations. In Hebrews, I want to say, you should be called. If you are going to be a pastor or servant of God, you should be called. And let me give you the example. In Hebrews 5, it says every high priest is selected from among men, is appointed to represent people in matters related to God. We'll go down to verse 4. You can read that for yourself. Hebrews 5. No one takes this honor upon himself. He must be called by God, just as Aaron was. So Christ also did not take upon himself the glory of becoming a high priest. But God said to him, you are my son. Today I have become your father. You are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. And so during the days of Jesus' life on earth, he offered up prayers and petition with loud cries and tears, and no one could save him from death. And he was heard because of his reverent submission to the gospel, to the calling of his Father in humble submission. If you want to be a preacher, if you want to be an evangelist, you should be called by God. And the Bible says it should be a man of one wife. Now, you can argue whether if you can be divorced or not. I don't think divorce is always the fault of the man. It could be other reasons. People have free choice. But it is a position called by God for men to be called and to be pastors. So you see Jesus demonstrating this as he goes around, as he's starting his ministry. He's been baptized. He's calling his disciples, and he calls Philip, and Philip calls Andrew. And so this is affirming the call. If you're called by God, people around you will affirm you are called by God. I have a friend right now. His son said he wants to be a pastor, and he's living the life. This kid, I believe, has a gift, and he's on fire for God. He's preaching in gas stations. He's preaching around the country before he's even paid, as I did before I preached for 20 years for free. And then when I got my church, I drove an hour and a half one way to my church for 12 years. So you're called, and God gave me the ability to do that. He'll give you the ability, the provisions to do that. And